All right, and we are live. Hello, everyone. Jim here, some loudmouth on the internet with an opinion. I'm here joined by Stu. am trapped in the worst polar vortex, apparently, in decades, and thus I've been trapped in this fucking house for the last couple of days because it's too fucking cold to do anything else, so I decided to stream. And I'm here joined with Stuart J. How are you doing?
Doing good, man. Good.
All right. Well, we can talk about anything. Hopefully, if you want on the stream, just send me a DM via Twitter, and maybe I can let you on. I don't know. All right. So we were talking about the last Predator movie, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And what was I going to say about that? Oh, yeah. I mean, let's start with the most egregious thing up. What the fuck were they thinking making autism a superpower?
That was probably the thing that just pissed me off more than anything else about that fucking movie. Yeah, autism is not a superpower. It's a debilitating condition.
Yeah.
Yes, some people on the spectrum have talents, okay? Yes, some of them can actually become successful, but it is still a debilitating condition, okay? A disability, all right? It is not a fucking superpower.
And not to mention, even if it was, the concept of like, okay, so you're really good with math and memory. That is no way correlates, okay, thereby I can learn an alien language from my alien computer in 3 days.
Oh, yeah.
That's a level of just not making sense, which, I haven't seen since Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull.
Yeah, what about the end of that movie? I mean, I don't know what did that alien do? Did he like divide himself into 5 places and then cut his own head off? I don't know. I get it.
I don't remember. I don't even remember, man. But and also the idea of having a crew of misfits take on Predator, right there, I think you've already messed up. Predator.
Well, really, when it comes to Predator, what I really wanted was them to do like a Space Marines thing, kind of like Aliens. I think that would actually be cool.
Oh, if you could get like the Colonial Marines from like the Alien franchises to have a fight with Predator, I would watch that. I think that might be a bit too out there in terms of science fiction for most people. I mean, people have a thing where they're willing to accept like one, they're willing to accept that Transformers can turn into cars, but they can't accept that, Megan Fox would actually be dating someone who looks like Shia LaBeouf. They can always accept, what's that called? I just lost the word, like one suspension of disbelief. But once you get 2 or 3 in there, it starts being like, okay,
Yeah, did you see what Honest Trailers called the last Predator movie? They called it Audience versus Predator.
Yeah, but I mean,
I love Honest Trailers. They come up with some of the funniest shit.
There's some funny shit, man.
They're one from Batman and Robin. The way they opened that was fucking amazing. They said, "Yes, in a city full of crime, one man is determined to kill Batman once and for all. His name is Director Joel Schumacher."
That's pretty good.
Or the one for Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, they open it by saying, "From the director, most likely to masturbate to an exploding car."
Yeah, that is Michael Bay.
That is Michael Bay right there. But honestly, like the Predator may have actually been a bit worse, or at least just as bad as the rating of any of the Michael Bay Transformers movies.
I could sit through the first Transformers movie. This Predator movie, it was like, I couldn't get through it, man. Like, I was just squirming in my seat by the end of ready to get out of there, And then, and not to mention, Michael Bay can actually direct good movies, but he never chooses to because he made a comment after, do you remember that movie, The Island, about the cloning thing?
Uh-huh.
That was directed by Michael Bay, and I thought it was a pretty damn good movie.
It was okay.
Okay, well, okay. No, I'll take that. Okay. But, but then it didn't make a lot of money. And I saw in an interview, Michael Bay came out and said that he regarded it as a failure because it didn't make a lot of money. So I'm like, okay, so this guy rates his own success only by how much money the movie makes. No wonder he's directing 5 Transformers movies,
Yeah, You saw my top 10 video where I talk about Michael Bay's Transformers movies, right?
Was that recent?
Yeah.
don't think
I put Bumblebee, which was not directed by Michael Bay, in my top 10 favorite movies of 2018. And I liked the movie because it was so different than Michael Bay's movies, which I universally hated.
Yeah. Oh, I did see that video by you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I thought you said top 10 Transformer movies, not top 10
movies of 2018 is on it.
Yeah, no, you were talking about Mowgli and stuff in that one, yeah.
Yeah, Mowgli was on there.
Yeah, Mowgli was good. Actually, wait, no, I didn't see Mowgli. I saw the other one, I think. Oh, well, but, dude.
It's on Netflix, so if you got Netflix, you can watch it for free.
Yeah, what's it called? But Predator, man, like, just right from the get-go, the idea of having a crew of misfits take him on really pissed me off because it's like, it took Arnold Schwarzenegger, one of the biggest action stars of all time, who, personally, I still fucking love, and a team of, like, elite of the elite spec ops in the first movie to take down one Predator. And they barely did. They lucked out, It's like some dude, like Theon Greyjoy, Keegan-Michael Key, and some dude with Tourette's, and a Jesus dude are not going to be able to take down Predator. You need like a squad of Delta Force and a squad of Navy SEALs and maybe a squad of Green Berets for backup.
What's really awesome in Red Letter Media's review of it, they comment how some of the comedy scenes in the movie come across like fake scenes. In MTV Movie Awards when they would intercut like whoever was hosting into like a recent movie. How they'd like use digital trickery and place them in there. He said it really come across like one of those sketches, except this is actually the fucking movie.
That's kind of how I felt. I felt almost like this would have been better if they just made an alien comedy movie, a comedy movie about an alien invasion.
It felt like a joke movie, like a big prank on the audience.
Yeah, like, that's not a predator, that's a sports hunter. Well, we took a survey, predator's cooler. Oh, yeah, well, fuck you. That is a predator. Predators hunt and kill things. A hunter is a synonym for predator.
Right. Oh, and goddamn, when they shot the predator dog and after like firing a bunch of bullets at it and it suddenly started behaving like a regular dog, I'm like, was this made for adults? Okay. Supposedly this is an R-rated movie made for adults. This comes across like shit from a children's movie.
No kidding. I mean, the concept of
hey, Connor, how's it going?
How's it going, dude?
You there?
Yeah, this is Stu. He's follower of mine for a while. Connor is a patron of mine. Good guy.
How's it going, Connor? I think we've been on a stream together before, haven't we?
Oh, maybe we did, yeah.
Oh,
I don't know if we published
it.
Yeah, that's all right. But
we were discussing the last Predator movie.
Yeah. Oh man, but that Predator dog, just like, holy crap! The concept of like, for one thing, having a pet in a movie is already weird if it's an action movie, I
just thought the Predator dogs were done well in 2010's Predators, and I actually think Predators is actually a pretty good movie. It's not as good as the first movie, but I think it's pretty good.
I mean, it's an okay B action movie, but
that's all. Yeah, it was, and that's all it really tried to be, and I thought it was enjoyable. I felt not insulted by it. Like I felt like it had some respect for the original movie, for the concept.
It was definitely better than this one. I mean,
much better.
I mean, at least Adrian Brody had that monologue about being hunted or whatever it was they did somewhere in there about, once a man hunts another man, no other prey on it. I forgot the fucking monologue, but it was like, at least it's got the same spirit going to it,
Yeah. Someone in the chat says the Island was a complete ripoff of a smaller movie. They were sued. I'm like, really? I can totally fucking believe it comes from Michael Bay. The man is not intelligent enough to come up with any original ideas.
Okay, maybe I take back my compliment that he could occasionally direct a good movie. Maybe I retract it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, definitely, man. Like, for one, lobotomizing somebody doesn't make them friendly, with
it doesn't.
Predator dog. And
that's the thing. It doesn't seem to understand how any mental conditions work. Tourette's, autism, someone who's lobotomized. It seems to be just totally fucking ignorant about how any of these things work.
Yeah.
It panders to morons. It really comes across like it was written by absolute fucking morons.
It really does. I mean, it's not even one of those things. Like I hear people occasionally say, every time there's a bad movie comes out, somebody makes the claim that, well, it was studio intervention, and I'm just like, not this time though. No,
not at all.
No way. There's too much.
I mean, I'm sure there was studio intervention, but there's no way at any point that this was a good movie.
Absolutely. I mean,
there's just too many layers of stupidity throughout. I mean, it's something like with Batman versus Superman, for example. People were talking how the Ultimate Cut would fix everything. And, the Ultimate Cut is a better movie than what was released in the theaters, but it does not come close to fixing all that movie's problems.
Absolutely.
What were the worst films you saw in 2018, Jim?
What's that?
What were the worst films you saw in 2018?
I mean, worst is a much tougher list to do because I generally avoid bad movies, mostly because I don't want to support them. I feel like giving a bad movie my money or my time is in a way supporting it. People will say, well, if you hate the movie so much, why do you support it? I'm like, I avoid it. But probably, the worst movie I saw in 2018 was The Predator. It really, and it was more than just it being bad. It was so disappointing because I'm a fan of the franchise for a long time. Pretty much since I was old enough to watch R-rated movies, since I was old enough for my parents to let me watch an R-rated flick, I was a fan of The Predator. And then, so a very long time, and I watched this movie, I'm like, it was incredibly insulting. Everything about it. Particularly the obnoxious way it took on autism, like portraying it as some kind of superpower. It's insulting in so many different ways.
Yeah, it is.
I'm still not sure if I'm more insulted by the autism or the predator dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's it called?
And at the end of the movie, the way it has like a Predator Iron Man suit, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Shane, didn't you already direct an Iron Man movie? Why are you trying to put that in this?
Yeah, you already ruined one Iron Man movie. Why can't you just give it up?
Exactly. But what is that shit? The Predator wants to help us? I mean, it pissed me off right from the... It really pissed me off at the point where the Predator talks to them. Predator doesn't fucking talk to you, you know? Why would Predator talk to you? He sees us as something to be hunted. You know, he views humans as somewhere between cattle and deer.
Here to protect us. Why the fuck does he still kill people?
Exactly. It comes here to protect us and it goes on a mass murdering rampage.
Yeah, thanks for the help, asshole.
Yeah. And of course the thing, because it's the, now the new thing in every Hollywood movie, the thing that they're trying to save us from is global warming. Like what? Okay, Predator did not give a shit about global warming.
Yeah. Why was the idea that these things hunt us like game hunters? Why was that not enough? That was a cool concept. That's what made the Predator unique. Yes. All right, it was a game hunter. All right, and this ruins it by adding all this stupid mythology of how they want to harvest our DNA for some stupid fucking reason, and how they want to specifically kidnap autistic people so that they can make themselves all autistic. God, I hate this stupid movie.
Yeah, well, that bugs me right from the get-go. One, how could the Predator ever get DNA from us that would help it survive? It's already like better than us in just about every way.
Really? What possible use would it have of human DNA?
Absolutely. And then also, what is this obsession within all the last movies of wanting to upgrade the Predator? Predators had like the Predator Black, and this one now has like the Super Predator. I'm like, Predator can already kill a squad of Navy SEALs.
Yeah, that's because Hollywood always needs to like up the ante in every sequel. That's a common thing.
It's just it's so mundane to just, oh, now we have a bigger one. It's like all you're doing is making the old one seem less cool. You're not actually giving me anything more. I came here because I loved Predator. I don't know about this new Predator. I like Predator.
Well, and the new Predator kill off the old one, a metaphor for this movie, right?
Exactly. Kill off what was left of a good franchise.
Yeah, that movie was anally raping that whole franchise. You really can't continue. You cannot make a new Predator movie that's a continuation of Shane Black's movie and have it remotely watchable. No matter who takes it on, that movie damaged the franchise beyond repair. The only way the franchise is salvageable at all is to ignore that movie.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Absolutely, man. Like that. They gotta erase that from canon if they're gonna do another movie. And like, I always assumed that the reason they were hunting us because he was so ritualistic about it. You know, the way he like cleaned Billy's skull in the first movie, and the way he skinned everything alive and hung them up as totems. I always thought that like, I bet this is some kind of Predator religion. You know what I mean? And I think that would be really cool if they could do that. Like maybe the Predators. Maybe they are like some kind. It would work well with the Alien franchise too, because it's maybe like they were both created by the Prometheans or some shit, and like they venerated these guys or something. Or some way, like
it's worth noting in terms of that though, like the Alien versus Predator movies are completely contradicted. Like the Prometheus and Alien Covenant totally contradict both the Alien versus Predator movies.
That's true. Yeah, but still, it's like. But
supposedly it was because Ridley Scott openly despised both those movies. He thought they were garbage.
I mean, I'm not going to argue with Ridley Scott, but what's it called? Still, like the idea of it being a religion, I thought was really cool because, like, that's actually kind of scary because, like, if an alien has a religion, no telling how incredibly devout an alien could be. I mean, that's I don't know. There's tons of ways you can make religion spooky in movies. They've done that before, And
yeah,
like, if you could take that and expand on it so that maybe we could learn more about like the weird kind of, you could get religion. If it was a part of a Predator religion, you could get it to get Predator to do all kinds of weird fucking shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Did you ever see this one Robot Chicken sketch of Predator hippies?
No, I haven't.
That was great. And it has the Predator with its hand around Arnold's neck. He's right about to stab him, and then these three other Predators in hippie outfits, interrupt them, say, "Sports hunting is murder. All right, let go of that creature." And he's like, "Guy, I have a permit to hunt here. Okay, you've been skinning them alive, you sick son of a bitch."
So basically, they would just have the opinions people have.
Yeah. And they ignite his suit and blow the guy up, and then they're like with Arnold, "It's okay, that guy's gone now. Oh, we should wash him. He's been through a lot." And they take him and wash him. Go, be free, be free.
God, let's say that I'm siding with Predator in that instance. I want him to kill the fucking hippies.
Hippies suck ass in any galaxy.
Exactly.
Which is another Robot Chicken line. Yeah.
I'm now leaning towards let Predator kill Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
So Shaun of the Dead is turning 15 this year. You guys ever seen that movie?
I love that movie. That movie is a masterpiece.
It's a good flick.
So then we'll go to the Winchester, have an ice cold pint, and wait for all this to blow over.
Yes. Yeah. Wait for this whole thing to blow over.
Just the zombie apocalypse.
How's that for a slice of fried gold?
Yeah.
So since that was now, as you may know, that's the first in a quote-unquote trilogy of movies known as the Cornetto trilogy. The other two movies being Hot Fuzz and The World's End, which are also really funny and great movies to watch.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yeah, World's End and Hot Fuzz. Hot Fuzz is another masterpiece. I love that movie.
I love
Hot Fuzz is probably my favorite of the trilogy.
Yeah.
Oh, Hot Fuzz is just a brilliant movie. There's so many layers of satire in that movie about cop movies. That whole genre, it is just a perfect diabolical British movie.
Uh-huh. This is going to be a huge year for film anniversaries. So many great movies are having big anniversaries this year. The Wizard of Oz, in particular, is turning 80 this year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
what's cool about the Wizard of Oz is the Oz books are public domain, so anyone can write a story or make a movie in the land of Oz.
I like that James Rolfe did 2 videos discussing his outlook on his take on the Wizard of Oz and the Oz lore. because
Right.
he has a huge obsession with that movie and the Oz books.
For the great, oh, someone in the chat, Nicholas Cage, for the greater good, the greater good. Yes, that Hot Fuzz reference.
Yeah.
Trying to think. So, and another big anniversary, Pulp Fiction's turned 25 this year.
Oh, that's a great one. Tarantino's makes some phenomenal flicks.
Yeah.
Django Unchained and Glorious Bastards, great movies.
Mm-hmm.
And
Each man under my command owes me 100 Nazi scalps, and I want my scalps.
are you mad? I made a deal with you, jealous for that man's life. Yeah, they made the deal with you, but I don't give a fuck about him because they want you. You'll be shot for this. And I'd say more like shoot out. I figure I've been shot before. Would you make that deal? I wouldn't blame. I wouldn't either. Damn good deal.
Like the one, because you probably noticed we ain't in the prison or taking business. We in the killing Nazi business. And business is a boom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Leaders of the National Socialist Party have conquered Europe through a campaign of terror, torture, and murder. Now it is time we do the same to them. Django Unchained, the scene with like the Klan hats, even though that scene is totally historically inaccurate because the Klan wasn't created till after the Civil War, but I didn't care because that scene was so fucking funny.
Yeah, what was that? That was Jonah Hill. Jonah Hill bitching about how his wife had to spend all day cutting the mask with him.
I know.
Yeah.
They don't bring any extra bags. No one brought any extra bags.
Do you play Red Dead Redemption? Do you have a scene in that game where you can walk up to a Klan rally?
I have played that game, but didn't play that part of it.
It's not really a scene. It's kind of like when you're walking around at night, you can kind of run into people and stuff, and there are little hazards on the road and stuff. There's a section in there where you can run into the Klan rally, and they're trying to set a fire, and they end up lighting one of themselves on fire. And it's pretty damn good. But I loved it because it's like
no one likes those guys, I know.
Well, I loved it because it was the only way you could get a morality boost for killing people. And I was like, oh finally, God. I've been at like negative 300. I don't know. I was at the bottom of the morality scale for that entire game. I was just like, fuck yeah, I need more of these, man. I just need the morality points. I'm like, I've got a 1,500 bounty in every county.
Right.
Yeah.
Kind of like that line in Sin City. I love these goons. When you hit them, you don't feel bad.
Perfect.
So I'm probably gonna snip and clip that Garboon myself. Bingo. Alien is 40 years. Yes, Alien is 40 years old this year. Yes, that's one of.
No kidding.
Yeah, the original Alien and its sequel, Aliens, two of the best monster movies ever made.
Absolutely. I would still love to see another movie with the Colonial Marines.
I would.
Yeah.
Honestly, I thought Alien Covenant was probably the best from the franchise in 30 years. I've commented on that when it came out, but that's not saying much.
Yeah, I think I agree with you because I don't really remember Alien 3 that well. Alien 4 was just god awful.
Oh yeah,
and Prometheus
that movie makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah.
Sorry, sorry about that. I was having a discussion with my mother.
No worries.
You're fine, dude. You're fine.
But then Prometheus, I know it's called an alien movie, but I almost don't think of it as an alien movie.
No.
Yeah, like the alien, like what shows up at the very end. You know?
Yeah, but that's not even like the final xenomorph. It's kind of like a proto-xenomorph.
Yeah, I don't think of it as an alien movie.
It's in the same continuity, though. So,
yeah.
Though, again, not of the Alien versus Predator movies.
Yeah.
It totally contradicts them. Supposedly, when they were like drafting the ideas for the movie, all right, somebody mentioned the Alien versus Predator movies, and Ridley Scott just gave him a dirty look, and it was never brought up again.
I believe it. I bet he probably didn't want those movies to happen in the first place.
No, he totally didn't. But
Yeah.
technically, he doesn't really own them. He directed
Yeah.
the original movie, but obviously 20th Century Fox owns the franchise.
Yeah.
Now Disney owns the franchise.
I would still like to see any other Alien versus Predator movie, you know?
Yeah, I would love if they rebooted it and actually did it well, because that was the first movie I ever did a review of, Alien versus Predator Requiem.
Oh, God, that one was... that's the second one, right?
Yeah.
That one was bad.
Which is worse, that one or the Predator?
It's the Predator. The Predator. Yeah, definitely.
I don't know, because at least with the Predator, I could see all the piece of shit things that were happening in the movie.
Yeah, the one Requiem is so fucking dark. I rewatched it a little while ago because I only saw it when I was a little kid, and I didn't remember it being so bad as a little kid. But
yeah, you shouldn't be watching that movie as a kid, dude.
I got away with watching a lot of bad movies as a kid. What's it called? Where the fuck was I going with this? Oh yeah, I rewatched it because I didn't remember it being so bad. People were talking about it now because of the new Predators. Oh my God, I couldn't believe how bad it was. You know, just so dark you couldn't see anything in it, and the characters are just, you can't tolerate any of the characters. They're obnoxious.
People are dying. We need guns.
We need guns, and I have a leather jacket. It's very important, you know, that I wear this leather jacket throughout the entire movie, and you know that I just got out of prison or something, so that you know that I'm a badass, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, clearly I'm a badass because I just got out of prison. Even though, even though we have this armored vehicle and we could easily leave the town with, let's for some reason try to fight to the top of a building to get to a chopper instead of just driving away.
Absolutely. Just drive. You're already on the highway. Just drive. Yeah.
Leave the town.
Oh, God.
And there's nothing preventing them from leaving the town. It's stupid.
Yeah. Oh,
God, and what was really the worst line in that movie is when they're this group is about to split up, some think some are going to go for a helicopter at the top of a hospital, and some are going to where they think the military will pick them up, okay? Yeah. And one guy looks at him and says, I hope we're both wrong.
Jesus.
No. Okay, I think I'll head out on this one. I've got stuff to do.
Oh, okay, Connor. Have a good one, man.
See ya.
See ya.
All right. So.
Yeah.
Well. Yeah. So you hope that there's no helicopter at the top of the building, and you hope the military is not there to pick you up. Well,
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh man, but they did get one thing right in that movie, in that the first one had 3 predators versus the aliens, and it's like, I think it made it so that the predators had to be too easy to kill when they did that. You know, I liked it when there was one predator fucking up the aliens. You know? Yeah, like, it just, the action looks better. You can do more with one predator and having him get into more shit than you can with, you know, having 3 on screen at once. It's like, it takes too long to kill all 3 of them off to fit into 1 hour. Yeah.
But like I said, all the Predator movies prior to Shane Black's, they all kind of built on them and added something new that was good. I mean, Predator 2 and Predators are not perfect movies for sure, but they both did add to the mythos in an interesting way, and neither felt like they were just insulting your intelligence.
I really only remember one thing from Predator 2 because it's been so long since I've seen it, and it was the line where, what's his name from Alien movies was in it? I think Bill Paxton. Yeah. He's in it, he's talking to a girl, and so lady, I was at the doctor's the other day, and the doctor goes, okay, sir, I need a stool sample, a semen sample, and a urine sample. And he goes, Jesus Christ, doc, I'm in a hurry. Can I just leave my underwear?
That's kind of funny. And there's another good line I really like is when the Predator busts through this old lady's house, and Danny Glover, his character's walking with a gun, and says, "Don't worry, ma'am, I'm a cop." And the lady looks at him and says, "I don't think he gives a shit."
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So yeah, Predator 2 is not a bad movie either. It's not. It was definitely did not capture the feeling of suspense of the original movie, and thus it's definitely an inferior sequel. But I still think it was a solid movie on its own.
Yeah. I need to go back and rewatch it because I remember liking it, but it's been so long that I barely have any memories of it other than Bill Paxton and Danny Glover.
Right.
Yeah.
And then Predators kind of tried to revamp things a little bit, did something different. Want to know one interesting thing? This one other alien creature they encounter who's not the Predator was actually based on the original Predator mask before they had the final one.
Really?
Really? Yeah. Originally, the Predator looked totally different, or it didn't look kind of more bug-like, I guess. Kind of had like big eyes, and they didn't like the way it looked. So they hired Stan Winston to design a new design. And he talked to James Cameron, actually, who made the suggestion, I want to see something with mandibles.
Yeah. It works, man.
And then he did the mandible face.
Yeah.
Which, that face was great. And you don't see it till like the last 10 minutes of the movie. And Arnold just looks at him and says, "You're one ugly motherfucker."
That was still only Arnie could deliver those one-liners, man.
That one-liner was just amazing.
Yeah, I miss those 1980s one-liners, dude. Like they were so campy, but so much fun.
They were.
Yeah.
Yeah, the same director who made Predator also directed Die Hard.
Yeah, explains why it was a good movie.
Yeah, and I think Air Force One.
Yeah.
No, was it? No, it wasn't Air Force One. No. It was something. There was another big. Oh, Hunt for Red October. He directed Hunt for Red October.
No wonder he's good with suspense.
Yeah. Hunt for Red October is a great movie.
Yeah, wasn't he going to direct more movies, but he ended up going to prison for something or something?
Yeah, he did. I don't know why though.
Yeah, I don't remember either. But did you hear there saw a trailer for not really a trailer, kind of like a teaser for new Ghostbusters coming out?
Yes, I know, and I love the salt that is overflowing from the fact that it's a sequel to the original movies and not to the 2016 reboot.
I know. Did you see what what's her name? Leslie Jones tweeted out?
Yeah, it's something Trump would do.
Yeah, she basically complained, it's like they're erasing us like we never even happened. I'm like, that's what you did to the original cast. That's exactly what you did to the original cast. You erased it.
Your movie was bad, okay? Yeah. It was poorly received by fans. It lost $70 million at the box office. All right. What kind of sense of entitlement do you have that you think you can lose the studio tens of millions of dollars and still think they need to give you a sequel just because you want it?
Absolutely. I mean, the movie was just god awful too. I barely remember it at this point, but just
most of the jokes in that movie really didn't land. It didn't come anywhere close to being as funny as the original.
The main thing I remember from that movie is that scene where they bring out all the new weapons and start they have a ghost hunting power fist and a ghost hunting shotgun. I'm like, what fucking movie is this? Ghost Hunters never did this kind of shit. There was no weapons. They had the power packs, and that was it. And they had to fucking wing it, and that's part of what made it entertaining,
Well,
it's a
lot of that's due to the limits in 80s technology versus modern technology. They can do a lot more.
I think if they had put Eon with a power fist, I think it would have been not as good of a movie. Yeah. Because it's like you're taking it from this thing of these, these edgy, kind of scientists / hustlers. Well, Bill Murray's the only one that was really a huckster, but from these hucksters / scientists who are just trying to get by doing this to now we're the fucking Avengers almost, we're the ghost hunting Avengers. Nah, don't overpower yourself. Don't.
It would be a shame, though, with this making a sequel to the original movie because Harold Ramis isn't with us, and he might have been the funniest one of the original cast. I don't know.
Oh, God, he was funny, dude. I remember that scene. The girls trying to hit on him, and she's like, "I think reading's a fascinating hobby. Do you have any hobbies?" Like, I collect strange samples
Molds
of funguses. Yeah, it's just like, you're
and he's
perfect,
the last
dude.
line in the movie. He just said, as they're walking away, he just says, "I'll need a sample of your brain tissue."
Oh,
Yeah, that line's just so random, but it's hilarious.
it's perfect though, you know. And best part is the other dude doesn't even know what he's talking about. He's like, "Oh, okay,
Okay, whatever.
no worries. We can. I'm free Wednesday."
Yeah, to get a sample of your fucking brain tissue.
All right, we're just gonna put you under real quick, and it'll be like nothing even happened.
Right.
Oh,
Then again, I don't know if there's any real point in making a Ghostbusters 3 at this point, because Remus is dead and the rest of the cast, they're all extremely old.
yeah.
What are you really going to do? It's probably just, I guess this will be like Star Wars The Force Awakens. It'll try to be like passing the torch kind of movie.
God, that sounds just awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't a very big fan of The Force Awakens. It was definitely better than Last Jedi, but what's it called?
I don't know. I
agree
don't know
with you.
about that because The Last Jedi, I mean, I know it
Yeah.
pissed a lot of people off. I know it did some
Yeah.
things. It definitely had some flaws, but at the same time, at least it tried to do something different. With Force Awakens, it just couldn't get over how the movie's just a fucking remake of A New Hope.
Yeah, that one scene where they're like, "This is the Death Star, but bigger."
Yeah.
Oh,
Same as the Predator. Oh,
Yeah.
it's the same thing, but it's bigger.
yeah, Jesus Christ. You know, it's like you're not impressing me by just increasing the scale because I know it's all CGI. You know,
Right.
it makes me just think, oh, you looked at the old movie and you saw it had 99 written on there, so you wrote 9,000 on the chalkboard. Like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, booyah! I'm so excited.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. I don't know
Brandon
that
says, I love the facial hair. It looks good on you. Well, thank you, Brandon. It's mostly because of the fucking polar vortex that I'm stuck in. Keeps my face warm.
Yeah.
It's so fucking cold outside. It was negative 30 degrees here in Michigan. Negative 30 degrees. You walk outside and your extremity is just freeze solid.
They did a Predator movie in the snow. You think they need to have him skin a bear for warmth?
I don't know. We never really find out what the Predator's tolerance to cold is.
Yeah.
Though he tends to always attack tropical places in the movies. First, Central America, then Los Angeles. So I'm guessing based on that, he probably can't handle the cold.
Yeah, I mean, he does look a bit reptilian. Reptiles don't do good in the cold. But, you know, I was kind of thought that it had more to do with him needing camouflage. You know, he's kind of an ambush dude.
Or he's seeing, hey, Patrick, how's it going? Patrick?
Hello, hello.
Yeah, we've just been nerding and chatting about movies.
Yeah, you were talking about the new Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Yes. And how Leslie Jones is so pissed that she got ignored. How it's something Trump would do.
Oh God, that loudmouth.
Yeah.
All I have to say, the new Ghostbusters, it could go off like Extreme Ghostbusters.
Maybe.
Yeah, but they won't have Harold Ramis to keep watch over the containment unit.
Yep.
They should have made Ghostbusters 3 15 years ago. God damn it.
Yeah.
I heard the problem was they just couldn't talk Bill Murray into it because Bill Murray wouldn't do it unless they had like a really solid script first.
Bill Murray.
And their relationship with Harold and his relation with Harold Ramis after Groundhog's Day.
Really?
Yeah.
Not kidding. I didn't hear that.
Yeah, Bill Murray never really never forgave Harold Ramis for Groundhog Day.
I like Groundhog's Day.
Yeah, I did too. I didn't know that there was beef about that.
Yeah, there was basically.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
what
when
was it?
it was. I'll bring it up in Google. I'll look up on Google for you because I know it was something with Groundhog Day.
Okay.
Bill Murray hated Groundhog Day.
Really?
That's odd because I thought Groundhog's Day is pretty good.
I liked it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Lamont, I agree with you. I don't see a need for a third Ghostbusters movie. It's just like, they couldn't get a script together for the past 50, 30 years. And now all of a sudden we're supposed to expect that they have one. I mean, I enjoy the salt, but at the same time, I'm like, yeah, it's not going to be able to live up
I'll
to
give
it.
it a chance. If it gets good
Yeah.
reviews, if it seems good, I'll give it a watch,
Yeah.
Oh, I even gave Ghostbusters 2016 a chance. I didn't see it in the theaters, but I did eventually see it. And it was bad.
Yeah, I did see it in the theaters because, it looked like a family movie. And it's like, okay, anytime I see a movie that I can go watch with my mom, stay close to the parents and stuff. I'll take my parents to go see a movie or something. And, but it turned out terrible because my mom loved it, but my dad hated it.
Yeah, I did a review of it
Yeah.
a while ago. I made another review, a parody of Steve Shives. I remember that was a fun video to make.
No kidding.
Yeah, I did. Steve Shives' 5 Stupid Things series. I did 5 Stupid Things about Ghostbusters Answer the Call, and I pretended to be Steve Shives.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah. It's just me poking fun at that asshole.
Absolutely.
It's too easy.
It really is. It's almost like it does get too easy from time to time. Like that article I think we saw earlier of Lord of the Rings is racist because it's prejudiced against orcs and goblins or some shit.
It's
just
that
like
whole thing was stupid.
Honestly, shit like that, it's pretty much just clickbait. They post intentionally stupid shit in order to gin up outrage against them because outrage equals clicks.
Yeah.
That's all that is.
I mean,
Garbage.
if your entire business model at this point is just clickbait outrage against yourself, how do you not expect to go out of business eventually?
Yeah. And I love how they got all salty when people tweeted at them to learn the code. So funny.
Man, I'm going to go learn the fucking code.
Yeah. Learn the code.
I mean, why not? Yeah. I was looking online the other day about it, and it's like, classes like Udemy and stuff, fucking $100. It's like, dude, I want to get out of finance. Love a career change. I might check this out.
So, yeah, what was I gonna say? I tweeted at them. Don't worry, I heard McDonald's is hiring.
That's right. I saw you tweet that. That's good.
Yes, to be a smug dick about it, because I don't feel even the tiniest bit of sympathy for any of them. All right, they have posed for years. They have slandered people. They have gotten other people fired, and they have posted the most horrendous garbage clickbait. And then all of it comes crashing down, and they want us to feel sorry for them after all the shit they put the rest of us through. Fuck them.
Yeah, it's like they're always going on about how journalism is the fourth estate and it's sacred to the preservation of our democracy. Well, y'all don't act like it's sacred when y'all are posting shit about how the Lord of the Rings is racist.
Right.
Fucking hell, have some respect for yourselves.
Also, one of them, Luke O'Brien, he doxed this anonymous Twitter account, and Twitter stood by him. Despicable. The Huffington Post stood by him, and they actually said that names are not doxing because he didn't reveal the address. Revealing someone's name is doxing.
If you're under an anonymous name, revealing your name is doxing. Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Are we
So
talking
Luke
about
O'Brien doxed a woman.
Are we talking about BuzzFeed?
What? Yeah, Huffington Post. Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad that they're gone.
Well, their opinion section is gone. They're not entirely gone.
I know.
But there was a thread of someone who posted like obnoxious shit they've tweeted, and a screen cap of horrible stuff they tweeted. And next to it, a screen cap of them saying, "Well, I just got fired." So,
That's perfect.
Please feel free to donate to my GoFundMe.
Our Patreon.
Yeah.
God, only a journalist would be so entitled that after they just got fired for producing nothing of value, then asked for donations.
Yes, Tim. What was it? Timcast, that channel. He showed that one of the guys who was fired was the director of quizzes. The reason why they fired him, this is funny as hell, okay, is because quizzes that were submitted to them by users generated more clicks than the ones he created that they were paying him for. All right. Their most successful one, more successful than any one he made, were made by a fucking teenager and was submitted to them for free.
Well, that's what you get when your job can be done free for a teenager. It doesn't stick around for very long.
No, it doesn't.
Give him a tip. Here's one. Alcohol will make you sleep better at night for what you've done.
Cheers to that.
You want a tip? Get a real job. Learn the code.
Yep.
Or a better tip, go to church on Sunday.
Yes. Do anything except what you've been doing.
Yeah.
So what all I miss?
We were just talking shit about the last Predator movie. Now we're having a good laugh at the expense of BuzzFeed and Huffington Post.
Sorry that it took me a while. I just got out of the shower after getting home from work.
You're fine, dude. Take your time. I'm not gonna keep this stream going that long anyway. I just figured I'd stream because of the trapped inside because of the polar fucking vortex.
Right.
I have work at 4:30 in the morning. I have to go out in that shit. Truck I have today.
Well, I don't live as far north. Yeah. I don't live as far north, so it's not as big of a deal. But yeah, it gets pretty freaking cold. And my regular work coat, and it was like a thick winter work coat, by the way. I got a whole bunch of shit ton of soot on it and other shit that was just disgusting beyond worth keeping. And I could wash it, but the thing is that the innards of it was exposed. Like it was ripped at the armpit and was just showing the foam innards. So if I was to like put it in the wash, the innards would probably just get all ripped up and start mixing with all the other clothing. And so I did not want to risk that. So I just threw away the coat, and now I'm like wearing a hoodie with like an upper sweater underneath that. And you know, long johns. Yeah. Currently where I live, the wind chill is now negative 17 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
And that's warmer than it's been. It's gone below negative 30.
Let me see the wind chill in my area.
What is it?
Well, I'll bring it up on my phone right now. My phone's acting retarded.
By the way, I actually have to agree with Brandon, even though he's taking it from a rather gay perspective. I think it'll look better with the full beard going on there, Loudmouth.
I grow it out in the winter.
A curious question: does your job like allow you to have facial hair like that?
Yeah, they don't have a problem with it.
All right.
I've never had a complaint.
The other day, Russia was at negative 85 degrees, says Trainer in the chat. That is, wow. I couldn't even imagine that.
Yeah, it's cold. Real cold. Well, they're pointing out that Michigan is currently colder than parts of Antarctica. They don't seem to realize that it's summer in Antarctica.
Right. Of course. Gee, I wonder why it's colder in Michigan as opposed to Antarctica. Oh, wait. It's because of the tilt of the axis of the planet. Duh.
Duh.
The wind chill in our area is 2 degrees.
Right.
It's a lot warmer than what I got.
Yeah. Wait. Yep. Our dew point is at -5.
So, speaking of, well, of course, these streams of yours, most of the time talk about movies and TV and whatnot. Like, have you ever seen the Orville, Loudmouth? I don't know if I asked you that.
No, I've never seen it. I've heard people a lot enjoy it, but I've never watched one. Have you?
Oh, it's real good. I like got through the full first season and I'm starting on the second season. Like I wish it was like all of it what was on Netflix, but I don't know. Like there were 7 seasons worth of episodes, kind of in the same way that they have the entirety of Star Trek Voyager, Next Generation, and DS9 on Netflix.
Yeah.
No, wait.
The original series and Next Generation on Blu-ray, but for some reason they haven't released Voyager Deep Space Nine on Blu-ray.
I want to correct myself, actually. The Orville is on Hulu, not Netflix. My bad.
And don't forget the one Star Trek with Scott Bakula in it.
Scott, who?
Yeah, there was one with Scott Bakula in it.
I never heard of him. Are you talking about Star Trek Enterprise?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Enterprise was interesting. How about this? Kirk or Picard? Go.
Kirk.
From a layman's perspective, I would say Picard.
Picard.
I mean, I haven't watched the entirety of either series. I've only seen like the full-length movies of those guys. I've seen like First Contact, both parts. Like they put both parts of First Contact, that being like 2 of the episodes of TNG. They put
Honestly,
those together in like a full-length movie, and I watched that.
Picard is a different character in the Next Generation movies than he is in the show. TV show Picard is a god among men.
Mm-hmm.
But Picard is totally different.
I love
wasn't First Contact though like actual episodes from the series?
No, it was a movie.
Yeah,
it was a movie?
Yeah, it was a movie of Picard reliving the experience of becoming a Borg. Because he had a PTSD flashback of it.
My bad.
He became a Borg in an episode at the end of the 3rd season.
Yeah, I know. That's how Deep Space Nine opened up with Picard, like with Cisco having actually dreams, I think. Or no. It was actually opening up with him like live at what was it called? Wolf 369, 365, whatever it was called. Whatever the attack was. It was the one attack of where that Cisco lost his wife. And he like barely escaped with his own life. And that's the one where like Picard was Acutus and he led the attack against the Federation in that attack.
Yeah.
And if you want to get more technical, it was not based on the episode because Data revealed how many years has it been since they had sex.
Since who had sex?
Picard.
Data.
Oh.
Data had sex with somebody?
Yes, they actually do mention on the show that Data actually has a penis.
Yeah.
Whoever built Data.
I knew that.
Yeah, it was Tasha Yar, actually.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So Data is essentially a sex bot.
Okay.
Yeah,
didn't see that one coming.
Yeah.
He even said,
The more you know.
He even said, like, I am programmed in many forms of positions and functions. And I lost it.
They were always, from the very beginning of Star Trek, it was always full of sexual innuendos.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
No, I didn't watch Next Generation. I only watched the original series.
Yeah, got to admire Kirk because he was the first space captain ever to capture space chlamydia.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and if we didn't have Kirk, we wouldn't have Zap Brannigan.
Yep.
Yes.
Back on Kirk versus Picard, though. Actually, I mean, comparing the acting skills between Patrick Stewart and William Shatner, there's no real comparison right there. I mean, William Shatner is just that typical cheesy ass Han Solo like hotshot ladies man, you know, with the part that he plays as Kirk, anyways.
I know he's perfect.
Although Harrison Ford, I will say. He's perfect. Okay, well, I guess if it's a matter of taste, like you like that campiness, that cheesiness, and whatnot.
I do.
That cheesier version of Han Solo. And by the way, I will say that Harrison Ford is obviously a far better actor than William Shatner, but that's beside the point.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot of semblance between Han Solo and Captain Kirk. But anyway, whereas Patrick Stewart, he has almost a sagely type voice, and a lot of his acting is a whole lot more emotional and
Right. That's what's so great about Picard. He's this enlightened intellectual who only uses violence as a last resort, but always expects the best. He's just like the perfect captain.
Yeah, I love,
like, he's the man you want to work for.
There's a lot of episodes I loved with Star Trek Next Generation, especially when the episode with Picard's brother on there. That was a great episode, in my personal opinion, because you see how Picard is different from his brother, and it's really interesting with how they were both raised together, but they both have different philosophies.
Right.
Hey, I gotta. Could I ask something of you, Loudmouth?
Yes.
There's something that I want to test. I want you to like raise my volume all the way down on the control panel. I just want to test something. Then I'll tell you in the group chat there when to raise it.
How do I do that?
The control room on the side, on the left-hand side of Google Hangouts.
Oh yeah, okay. Oh yeah, here we go. So raise it. All right, there.
No. I wanted you to like lower it all the way down. I wanted to test something.
Oh, sorry. All right, go.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Better.
Okay.
Yes.
No. Wait. Oh, you can still. No, I wanted you to like lower it all the way down, like at muting levels.
There you go. Lowered.
Testing.
There you go.
Hold on, let me check something with mine.
Never mind. I don't think. Never mind. I was wanting to like see an experiment to see if I could like still see the like the circles around the profile around the profile picture that like buffer in and out whenever you're speaking.
Yeah.
I wanted to see if those would still be active if my volume was like lowered all the way down. That was what I was trying to see. I was trying to like see an experiment right there. Oh well.
Oh.
Doesn't really matter.
No.
By the way, I'm figuring like this is more pertinent to a conundrum. I'm thinking on like not doing an edited version of my year interview anymore. Just doing it as a live stream instead of reading my script and whatnot.
That's cool.
Because editing it is taking way too fucking long. And apparently in the script, I had like fucked up the timeline. And I had recorded myself reading out the entire script on my editing software. So it was already done and in order. And I had put some of the footage in the order that I wanted it to for like, the background motions while I'm narrating.
All right. So, in other words, Darkon, you created a time paradox.
No, not really.
With the timeline events. The joke.
Okay, my bad. Sorry that I ruined it. But anyways, I was trying to say, like, for some reason, I was thinking that the moment that when Humane actually first started his response series to Richard Spencer, I thought that had started in March at first. But then come to look back, it actually started in late January. Oh, my bad. And remember that bit of drama that was between like Josso and S-Man versus Humane when it came to atheism and how Humane kind of took it a little bit too maturely?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that it took place in March, but no, it actually took place in late January, and so that was where I was fucking up the timeline. And because I found that out, like after I had edited a good portion of the review, it really threw a monkey wrench in the process of editing things. Plus, it doesn't help that I'm working like 11-hour work days ever since the second shift driver, or the guy who is supposed to become the second shift driver at my at my job. He got fired in early December.
All right.
Ever
Now,
since,
Starcon,
Yeah.
This pertains to me while we're on Loudmouth streaming. Why don't you tell me this when we're on Twitter, okay?
Right.
Because I feel that you're taking Loudmouth's time on his stream away.
I'm sorry. I mean, I did not know. I mean,
Back to Star Trek. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought there was.
We were having a great conversation, and bringing up Josh is an insult to people's intelligence.
Oh no, I wasn't bringing up Josh as being the main subject. I was just bringing him up as well, talking about what I was going to talk about in the review.
Picard, though, was a god among men for many reasons. One of my favorite episodes, Drumhead, was one where this Federation official starts kind of instigating a witch hunt for Klingon spies aboard the Enterprise. And what I really love is how she just talks at the beginning about wanting to protect the Federation, and how Picard just sticks to his principles that you shouldn't be policing someone over his ancestry or questioning his associations and creating like such an environment like that. And she eventually just loses it on him and kind of exposes what she is. And at the end he says, "Mr. Worf, villains who twirl their mustaches are easy to spot, but those who cloak themselves in good deeds are well camouflaged." And that is such a great line.
I love Picard. He was basically every idea of a true Starfleet captain.
Right. But that line really does apply to so many people in our modern political discourse, those who will just relentlessly bully others and pick some kind of righteous cause or good deeds in order to justify it.
I do want to say this very quickly, and then I'll be done with this subject. Just to let you know, I'm done with Josh too, and I'm going to watch your video on him, Conundrum. Anyway, that's it. So
Archon, stop.
No.
Like I said, I'm done. But about Worf,
No, my favorite Star Trek Deep Space Nine. I mean, Next Generation episode was all good things come to an end.
All good things come to an end.
The last
Is that the finale?
Yes, I love that episode the most.
Yeah, of course, it involves Q.
I love anything with Q in it. John Delancey is one of my favorite actors.
Right.
You know, I haven't watched enough Next Generation to get so invested into Q, but the Orville has basically somebody who's kind of supposed to be like, I guess, a ripoff of Q. Oh no, wait, you said Q, not Data. My bad.
Yeah, Q.
That's Q. Very different.
Yeah.
My bad. You know, they only had him on like one episode during DS9.
Yeah, he never appeared in any of the movies either.
Yeah. I love the episode where they had Scotty on it and Chekhov, and as well as my other favorite, the lady great DeForest Kelly.
Aren't the Qs supposed to basically be gods in the Star Trek universe?
Essentially, yes, they're gods.
Yeah.
Like they've existed even before the Big Bang.
It's really not really known exactly what their origin is.
Yeah.
You know what's kind of funny is that there are multiple different Qs. You're kind of surprised that there isn't like some Olympian-style wars going on, but even grander scale.
Right. There was one great spoof of the Qs in Futurama when they captured the original cast by this energy being, okay? All right, and the energy being's mother comes and it intervenes and tells them to let them go. All right, and then they're like, amazing, isn't it? For all of Moldorf's power, he was still only a child. And his mom pops in and says, he's not a child, he's 31!
That was great. Yeah. That was a great episode.
Yeah, that episode was hilarious.
The one episode I love from the original series is the one with Frank Gorshin in it when he played the guy with the half black face and half white face.
Yeah, that was a metaphor for racism, yeah.
I know, it's one of the greatest episodes I love.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. A lot of the original Star Trek cast, there was a lot of people from the original Batman TV show on there also. Like Yvonne Craig actually played one of the green women that Kirk seduced.
Yeah. Which I'm not racist at all. I definitely fuck a green woman.
Me too.
Same here. Same
Yeah.
here.
Exactly.
Like me too.
None of us can ever be called racist because we totally fuck a green woman.
No, I would fuck
Yep.
a purple woman with a glove on.
Damn right.
As long as she doesn't snap it.
Yep.
So, were there like any? Have you watched the entire series of Deep Space Nine or just TNG, Loudmouth?
I have not seen the entire series of Deep Space Nine, so I'm much less versed in that one. Because I
Okay.
didn't get a Blu-ray. I bought the whole Blu-ray set of the Next Generation and watched them all. Took me a long time. It's a lot to get through.
Let's
That's great.
get through, and I can only imagine that you probably rewatched a few episodes that were like some of your top favorites.
I would say my number one favorite was The Makings of a Man from
Nice.
season 2. Measure of a Man. The Measure of a Man from season 2. Where Data is put on trial by the Federation and they debate his sentience.
Oh, yeah.
That episode is a masterpiece. Phenomenal writing. That episode is better than any of the Star Trek movies.
Didn't there was like a question going more towards the end where Data like dropped a bombshell of a question on Picard's head. Something about him being property or other than that.
Right. And they compared it to slavery.
I see.
So
Yeah.
Did the episode conclude that Data was or wasn't sentient?
That he was, basically. And that it was morally wrong to treat a sentient robot as property. Saying once you give life and sentience to something, it's no longer morally okay to terminate such life.
I mean, if he was like kept to like, if Data was kept to like drone-like status, well then yeah, he'd be no better than a typical well, I'm trying to think of what the drones are actually called that the U.S. military uses. Here, you know what? I'm gonna Google that actually.
Yeah, there's someone named Voyager that had a lot like Data, the hologram doctor. I would always say them and Data are one and the same, basically.
Right. But it's one of the most unrealistic things about Star Trek in general. Logically, long before interstellar travel is invented, likely artificial intelligence will have invented long before that. It will likely have taken over the world long before that.
It's called the UCAV. I just found out. And also, like, speaking more on Star Trek, you know what I found kind of funny about First Contact?
What?
Is that it had a shred of self-awareness of where that there was one part of where the guy who I guess essentially invented warp technology, he's all like, I got a leak. And then, oh, what's his face? The blind dude. He says, sir, Geordi. I don't see a leak around. Geordi? Oh, right. That's his name. Geordi says, sir, I don't see a leak around here. And then the warp inventor guy says, don't people in the 21st century pee?
Yeah.
That's kind of the oddest thing. I mean, are there any latrines in the Star Trek universe?
I'm sure there are. But how often do we see anyone take a piss on a television show? Which is probably the most odd thing in the show 24, because the show's essentially in real time. Yeah, you never see anyone go to the bathroom.
The other episode I loved with that was from Next Generation was the one where Troy got impregnated.
Troy got impregnated?
Yes, by a interdimensional being.
That's always
bestiality.
The Child, it was called, right?
Yeah, the child. Yeah, the child.
An interdimensional being. Now that I think about it, aren't the Qs basically interdimensional?
Yes.
Yeah. But this one was basically how Linkara would say the Captain Marvel the one Avengers comic done right.
Oh, yeah, I remember that Linkara review of that comic, Avengers 200, and my jaw dropped. I'm like, How the fuck did Marvel publish such a thing?
They weren't owned by Disney. That's why.
They were not owned by Disney at the time.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They weren't owned by Disney, so they.
But I mean, that was just like really vile. That comic, it was disgusting.
I know.
Avengers 200, yeah, it has Captain Marvel getting impregnated and then like falling in love with her rapist child. Oh my god!
Wait, whoa!
Pretty
What
weird.
the fuck?
Really?
I kind of want to go read this thing now.
Watch Linkar's video and get back to me because I can't explain it.
And the more fucked up part about the when she got impregnated, it was the guy at the end who impregnated her with himself, and it's like, what the fuck?
Yes,
She got raped by her own son.
Yes.
Wow.
So many.
It was like it was whoever invented that comic. I don't know what they were smoking.
Wonder what the Pornhub history is like.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm sure there's like a million videos on Pornhub dealing with such subject matter, but Marvel shouldn't have published this thing.
Yeah, no wonder why Captain Marvel became a feminist.
Ha 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 ha.
Ha ha ha! Yeah.
But what was the name of the one Marvel universe of where that the Blob eats Wasp's guts?
Oh, that's the Ultimate Universe.
Ultimate Universe? Okay. Yeah. There was some question that I wanted to ask about Ultimate Universe a little bit earlier. I can't remember what it was.
Oh, well, you want to know how Quicksilver and Black and Scarlet Witch were in an incestuous relationship?
No, it wasn't that. Oh yeah, it was about Captain Marvel, like Captain Marvel being raped and then she falls in love with her own rape child. Was that what you said?
No, that's not the
Dude, like I said, I'm not going to get into it. Just watch the Linkara video, okay? Let's move on. Dude, there's no way I can describe it, okay? It just has to be seen.
Okay. Jeez. Calm down.
Explaining that is like explaining quantum physics.
Yeah. You can't explain that kind of like fucked up shit. It's fucked up fetish comic, apparently.
I'm sorry that I almost got your stream and channel flagged.
Yeah, really. Exactly. But Stu, I was going to ask you, what in your opinion is the best movie of 2018?
Shit. I don't know. I didn't see many.
But you sound like you kind of cut out for a second there.
Sorry, my headset just cut out. What was that?
Yeah, you don't have a pick for best movie of 2018?
Let me think for a sec. I don't know. I liked Infinity War a bit.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Gone for the head. No.
I'm probably gonna go ahead and say Infinity War myself. Mostly because you know it's been kind of I think a weak year as far as how many movies I've seen.
Yeah, I'm looking at a list of 2018 movies here, and I'm looking at shit I saw and didn't like, or shit I didn't see.
Yeah, definitely check out Annihilation. That was my pick for best movie of that year.
I definitely will have to see if it's rented out over at Family Video or something like that.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. Annihilation was really a great original science fiction movie, and there aren't enough of those. And like I said, it made no money, and I have the attitude, if you didn't see Annihilation, you gave up your right to complain about a lack of original movies coming from Hollywood. Because there, they put out a great original movie, and no one went to see it.
Brandon Paget says one of my favorites was Into the Spider-Verse. You know,
that was great too. Fantastic.
If I was to say, if I was to actually see Into the Spider-Verse, that'd probably be like, I don't know. It depends, but I would almost think that would like get to be like a close second with freaking Infinity War.
Oh, yeah, I loved Into the Spider-Verse. I was really surprised at how good it was. It was the best Spider-Man movie since 2004.
I feel like that I ought to, and I know this is going to kind of probably make you mad, Loudmouth. I feel like that I ought to watch Venom.
Watch what?
Venom.
Venom wasn't that good.
Wasn't that good?
Wasn't
how
any
was
good.
it? Well, how was it in comparison to the Amazing Spider-Man duology? About the same.
Worse than the first Amazing Spider-Man, on par with the second one.
I see. Was it at least? Did they at least do more justice to Venom compared to Spider-Man 3?
Nope.
No,
No. Not
not
at
the
all.
least bit. Not
Not
even
the
with.
least bit.
Not even making him a little bit more intimidating with who they had casted and how they designed him.
Oh, that was better, but at least in Spider-Man 3, he was as he was in the comics, a menace to Spider-Man. Not in a fucking movie where Spider-Man is never mentioned.
The movie I liked in
Well,
2018 was Mandy.
I mean,
Loudmouth, I'm gonna piss you off. I really liked Venom.
I mean, I got a question about Venom. Isn't Venom like? Isn't he like a standalone character in some of his own comics or something?
But
Yeah,
his origin is exclusively tied to Spider-Man.
Well, yeah, obviously. I mean, but the thing is, like, he has his own standalone comics. Like, maybe that's the type of approach that they're trying to like take.
But his origin is supposed to be tied to Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Oh, like his
Here is an
original.
origin in this movie where Spider-Man is never mentioned.
Well, they didn't have the rights to him, though, dude.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's the complication there. I mean, I guess
That's why I didn't dislike the movie. They should have made a Venom movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah.
Made another deal with Marvel.
All
was Overlord a good movie? Asked
I haven't
Brandon.
seen it, so I can't. I don't know.
The movie I saw was Mandy, and that was really good.
What movie?
Mandy with Nicolas Cage.
Mandy. I haven't seen that. Was that good?
It was good. It's an action fantasy horror, basically. I loved it.
I heard that movie
check
was
it out,
brutal. I've been wanting to see it.
Nicolas Cage is in it. You gotta have Nicolas Cage in a brutal movie like that.
Nicolas Cage is in Into the Spider-Verse too. He plays an alternate version of Spider-Man that's from the 1930s that fights Nazis.
Wait, Spider-Man Noir?
Yes.
No, that was the original actor from Spider-Man the Animated Series, believe it or not.
I heard it was Nicolas Cage.
No, it was Spider-Man Noir's actor. I'll bring it up for you.
Really? What? That was the actor from Spider-Man the Animated Series?
Yeah.
That was cool. I heard they wanted to get Tobey Maguire to voice Peter Parker in the movie, but they didn't.
Wait. I'm wrong. When I'm wrong, I admit I'm wrong. It was Nicolas Cage.
Say no.
Yeah, it was Nicolas Cage. I thought it was. It was Shattered Dimension. Christopher Daniel Barnes played Noir Spider-Man. My bad.
Yeah, and Into the Spider-Verse. Yeah, that was Nicolas Cage, and you also had like this other Spider-Man girl who's like from the far future, like an anime character.
Spider-Gwen.
Yes, Spider-Gwen. Voiced by Haley Atwell, same actress who was in Bumblebee.
Yeah, Haley Steinfeld.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna see. Let me see who played Spider-Ham actually.
Yeah, she voices Spider-Gwen in the movie.
What was the most recent release that I had seen was Aquaman, and I thought it was good.
I liked Aquaman. It was over the top, but it was corny good. It wasn't quite good enough. Probably if I did a top 11 list, I probably would have included Aquaman.
Well, it was released this year, wasn't it?
2018.
It was released in 2018?
Yes.
I think it was.
I thought it was
right at the
2019. Oh, my bad.
Yeah, they were.
I think you guys are right.
I think it was like December 25th, so pretty damn near the end.
Yeah.
But
I gotcha.
Yeah, but I enjoyed Aquaman. Definitely, I could see everything that was wrong with it. It was corny as hell, weak on story, but I enjoyed it. I mean, Khal Drogo is funny, you know?
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
Amber Heard definitely was provided the visuals.
Did y'all see that 4DX shit they had with it?
4DX. No.
I don't know if that was just my movie theater. I bought a
I
ticket
saw it
to
in 3D. It had very good 3D.
Yeah, it did. I thought that's what I was getting, but what's it called? I bought the ticket and realized they charged me like 20 something bucks. This 40X shit. They have the theater where now the seats jerk back and forth. They kick you when Aquaman gets kicked, and they even spray water in your face.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see that. No.
Yeah,
Hey,
it was
guys.
pretty obnoxious.
Hey guys, I have a meme to share. It has dirty dialogue, but it's not dirty
Nothing that's
visuals.
gonna get my channel flagged, though, right?
I would say not.
Okay. Okay, let's see.
Is this-
Teacher gives an example of a business failure due to careless management. Me, a prostitute getting pregnant. Teacher, leave my class. Okay.
Okay, I guess.
That's kind of funny. That's kind of funny, I guess.
I was hoping for a little bit more of a reaction. Oh well. Oh well.
No. That's fine.
I thought that was pretty
tried and you
hilarious.
failed, but you did try. We'll give you a participation award.
Right.
Oh, har. I was actually people were actually busting a gut with the witty references that I would make on Nate the Voluntarist live stream. That was last Saturday.
But really, gets me laughing on streams is definitely like on Aspie streams, how he would just read everyday feminism. There's a few times where he's read some shit that they wrote, and I just couldn't control myself. It's so fucking inane, the shit they publish. Comes across like a parody.
Loudmouth, what was your favorite Netflix series?
Castlevania.
Oh yes.
Castlevania, I was looking for good Halloween shit, so I watched it near Halloween. I was really surprised at how good that show was.
Oh yeah, the guy who played the Bishop of Aggressive was Max Headroom, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. But that whole series just was really well written, really gothic, good animation. It was excellent. I was really legitimately shocked. I was expecting something that was just pulpy and bloody, but dumb, but it was really smartly written.
Yeah. I gotta say, Isaac was Dracula's true ride or die, basically.
Internet is
Loudmouth, I'm sending you a fucked up meme on Twitter. Your choice to put it on screen.
Okay. I probably won't put it on screen, but I'll look at it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna play some meme for you. Also.
So,
Yeah,
I cannot put that one on air, but
that probably would have been the better course of action for me to take. Is message it to you first.
Yeah.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna heat up myself some dinner.
Cool, Jack. That's fine.
Have you seen the new DuckTales yet, Loudmouth?
I did see the pilot, but I haven't seen anything beyond that. I watched the original series when I was a kid, so I kind of had a nostalgic attachment. I'll probably have that theme song of that cartoon in my head till the day I die.
Yeah, it'll never leave.
DuckTales, woo!
All right, I'm sending you a meme now.
Right, DuckTales. Yeah, that was like from the late '80s, right?
Oh yeah.
I think the original show.
Oh yeah.
It was a good cartoon for the time. Really enjoyable.
Yeah, I loved it so much. Late '80s, early '90s.
Yeah, the '90s had some good animated shows. Probably the best are Gargoyles, Batman the Animated Series, and Pinky and the Brain.
You didn't like X-Men?
Oh, that too. That was good.
And Spider-Man the Animated Series.
That was also a good one, but the three I listed were probably the best. Like Pinky and the Brain had some brilliant comedy. Just the concept is hilarious enough.
I never really liked Pinky and Brain and Elvira.
No, that one wasn't as good, but They even put in the theme song, it's what the network wants. Who are we to complain?
Oh yes.
Because that's really all it was. Because there was a lot of network pressure throughout the show to add a third character, and the writers didn't want it.
Yeah, if they really went with a third character, I would have seen Snowball, played by Roddy McDowell.
Well, they actually one episode kind of spoofed that by putting one random episode called Pinky, Larry, and the Brain.
Yeah.
Where they created this character who's named Larry, this third mouse, all right, and everyone would just get annoyed by him. They pretend like he was always there, all right? And they even rewrote the theme song, Pinky and the Brain and Larry. Yes, Pinky and the Brain and Larry.
There you go.
Yeah.
There's my feed. I sent it to you.
It was clearly put there by the writers in protest to mock the idea of a third character.
Yeah.
They even at the end of the episode say, maybe it shouldn't be Pinky, Larry, and the Brain.
Yeah,
Because, of course,
that's what I love about Pinky and the Brain, the meta humor.
yes, that's the point. That with a comedic duo, you have kind of the wacky character and then the more straight man character, and the two of them work off each other.
Yeah, and I love how Brain had that Orson Welles voice.
Right. I actually met Ron Paulson at a Comic-Con, the voice of Pinky.
Yeah.
And I think he was also the voice of Yakko and Animaniacs.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty cool. I told him there were a lot of jokes in that, a lot of adult jokes that went right over my head when I watched them as a kid, and I rewatched them as an adult, and I'm like, oh, that's funny.
Yeah. When I was a little bit older, one of the shows I enjoyed watching was Ed, Edd and Eddy.
I never was into that one.
I used to like that one a lot. I liked all the schemes, you know?
Yeah, I just loved Rolf.
Right.
Rolf was funny.
Rolf, was he the porn kid?
Yeah. Your dad messed with the son of a shepherd.
Yeah.
There's this one joke in Animaniacs that really made me laugh. Oh, this really dirty joke they slipped in there when the Warners are playing detectives. Okay.
Yeah.
And they're like, you dust for Prince. And she comes back holding the singer Prince in her arms, and he says, "I found Prince." And Yakko's like, "No, fingerprints." She looks at him and says, "I don't think so."
Yeah, that would go right over a kid's head.
That is a really dirty joke. How did that get past the censors?
The one episode I loved with Animaniacs was the Slappy Squirrel episode with Bambi's mom.
Oh, that was funny. A lot of episodes took shots at Disney.
Oh, yeah. And the best one was Barney the Purple Dinosaur when they took a shot at him.
Right. Yeah. Was another dirty joke. When they're being taught by a teacher, and she says, "Let's do grammar. Yakko, can you conjugate?" He's like, "Who, me? I've never even kissed a girl."
The one I love is with the professor when they were in their psychology, when they were getting therapy. He's like, "Don't touch my bus." Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody. Yeah, they do that after a dirty joke. Like there was this one episode when they're like, when they search Wacko and they're like, "What's that in your throat?" "Why, it's our next cartoon." And they play a cartoon. Oh, he's like, "Got a headache. Let's look at his hair under his hair." "Oh, it's our next cartoon." They play a cartoon. Like we found a cartoon in his throat, in his hair. All right. What? Anything else on you hurt? He says, "My butt hurts." Good night, everybody.
Yeah. And the other great one was this with when they had Beethoven. He's like, "I am Ludwig von Beethoven, the world's greatest penis." Good night, everyone.
Oh my god. I really hope the revival is the same as the original show. I hope there's a lot of meta adult humor all over it.
Oh yeah, I could see Minerva. The other one I love was with Minerva Mink. The first Minerva Mink episode with the wolf, where Minerva Mink thought the wolf, when he was nerdy, didn't look good, but he was a werewolf. And she's like, I can wait 30 days. I can wait for the next moon. Full moon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, good cartoon comedy.
Oh, yeah.
Another good one from the area that had a lot of adult humor. Do any of you remember Invader Zim?
Yes!
A little bit.
Oh, I love Invader Zim. I have a girl.
That had a lot of great adult dark humor throughout.
All right.
I don't even know how that one aired on Nickelodeon. That was a messed up cartoon.
0 out of 10. How much would you recommend a person to watch Invader Zim?
8. If
8?
you're into a certain kind of sense of humor, that's
I would give a 9.
yeah, that's very yeah. It has a very dark, twisted sense of humor to it, and I really liked it.
Yeah. Heck, I even have an Invader Zim shirt with him on the TARDIS, actually.
I might have to go back and rewatch it. I barely remember the show.
How do
I
you,
love that.
man?
There was this one when his sister's following Dip and Zim has him captured. Prepare to have a laser to turn you inside out. And she's like thinking, his sister's like, wow, that might be funny. And then he has a vision of him bringing her brother back to their dad with him turned inside out and with his organs on the outside. And her dad's like, your brother's organs are on the outside of his body. Yeah, so we can't go to Wally World until his organs are back on the inside of his body. I'm sorry, but the trip is canceled. And that's what motivates her to save her brother's life.
There's some interesting priorities there, yeah.
Yes, that's the joke, obviously.
Yeah.
The other, I love Gur from Invader Zim.
Yes, he's not stupid. He's advanced. Yeah, I think Billy West voiced Zim, right?
Mm-hmm.
The same guy from Futurama.
And another Nickelodeon show that had him in it, Red and Stimpy.
Dog, yes.
Mm-hmm.
What was that? Yeah, what's really funny about it is that Zim, with all his technology, all right, could easily take over the world if he was remotely not a fucking moron. But he constantly sabotage himself with his inane stupidity.
Zim is an idiot.
Pretty much, yeah. He was sent to Earth just because his people wanted the idiot out of their lives. Just go to Earth, get out of here. They didn't care about Earth.
The best line I love from Zim is when he said, "I have a mighty need."
That's funny.
Like one where he pilots Mars, he tries to slam the planet Mars into the Earth, and him and Dip they go on like a space battle with him driving Mars and Dip driving Mercury, and Zim's like, well, we'll see if you can outmaneuver me in that asteroid field. Ha ha ha! And Zim just stands there. That's just stupid. He blows up Mars, and then he reports back to his homeworld. I have success. I have successfully blown up the planet Mars. Wait, I thought you were after Earth. Yeah, but I started with Mars. I'll get to Earth anytime now.
Yeah. Classic trying not to let your boss know you fucked up. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that's
I love the episode where they showed them all old.
Yeah. Loudmouth, I think I'm gonna have to get out of here, buddy.
Okay, have a good night, man. I probably won't keep the stream going another 15 minutes anyway.
All
So,
right. Well, thanks for having me, dude. It was a good time.
No problem, dude. Great times.
Adios, amigo.
Adios. Peace.
Peace out.
You know something? Since you brought up Batman the animated series, what did you think of the movie Batman and Harley Quinn?
I couldn't stand it. I actually was planning to review it, but I haven't had the time.
Wow, that speaks volumes. It's a mixed bag with me. I do love that they had some throwbacks with some of the characters. I love how they updated Nightwing a bit, but I always say that he had to have the mullet because that's how he was in the comics.
Wait. Robin, a.k.a. Nightwing, had a mullet.
Yeah, in the 80s.
Oh, you said mullet. Okay. For some reason, when you said mullet, I was thinking an afro, but my bad.
Yeah, the fact that I hate the fact that this one reviewer on the original Teen Titans butchered the whole show, basically.
Hey, speaking of Teen Titans, Brandon Paget is asking, what do you think of the good Teen Titans, like OG Teen Titans?
It's a pretty good show. I mean, when it came out, I was always more into like Justice League and Samurai Jack than Teen Titans, but I always kind of liked it.
I like the Teen Titans, and a lot of criticisms are it's too. The original is too. I saw this one guy who did a review saying it's too kid-like. Yeah, it is too kid.
It straddled the line, whereas like something like Batman the Animated Series was much more dark, whereas this one, it kind of was an odd mix between occasionally serious and kitty humor at other times. It kind of like was a balance between them, and a pretty good balance, actually.
You know that I think about it? You know when I think about it? Teen Titans and Avatar: The Last Airbender, well, not the M. Night movie, but the series, are kind of the same in that way.
Well, Avatar: The Last Airbender is a far superior show.
Yeah, oh yeah.
More than Teen Titans OG?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Avatar: The Last Airbender is probably it, and Gargoyles are my two favorite animated shows ever.
I see.
Those two shows are both phenomenal.
Avatar: The Last Airbender has Mako. You don't fuck with Mako.
Right. I did name my dog after a character from that universe.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, you renamed it after the series that fans said did not do as good.
Yeah, the Legend of Korra wasn't as good as Avatar: The Last Airbender, but it was still at times a really good show.
Yeah, my sister is like a very, very big fan of Avatar. Honestly, in fact, I'd almost be tempted to drag her into this call to talk about it. But she explains of how that she cannot get attached to hardly any of the characters in the Legend of Korra, except for one person, that being the very rich guy who says, "Do the thing" or whatever it was.
The one character I like from Legend of Korra is Amon. Amon. He was one of my favorite characters.
Amon, it sounds almost like a terrorist leader.
No, he's a bloodbender.
Yeah, he was the villain of the first season.
Mm-hmm.
I like how each of the seasons are kind of like a mini movie in a single story arc. I would definitely say, though, that season 4 was a pretty significant step down from the first 3 seasons, where which is kind of a disappointing thing. First 3 seasons are great. Season 4 was all right.
I got a question. If you two could pick an element to be able to bend, if we're living in the Avatar universe, what element would you like to be able to bend?
That's a tough question, actually.
Blood.
Air.
So water then, Conundrum?
Yeah.
I would say air, because air is all around you, you know?
Water. The thing is, I'm surprised in Avatar with water bending, nobody ever tried, and blood bending, nobody tried to freeze somebody's blood to make them die.
Oh,
I mean, blood is 80% water, so.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing, Conundrum. Here's the thing. They can't do that. You know why? Because they're in a kids show. Damn it. No. That in all seriousness, that's one of the things that kind of annoyed me about Avatar, this series, is how they intentionally went out of their way to make sure they did not kill any of their enemies. That's the problem that I have with both that and the DC universe, for that matter, as well, or at least the cartoons, more specifically, and the Injustice games as well. Sorry.
Well, Darkon, to be honest, with the OG Teen Titans, they had to dumb down a lot of those stories, especially the terror.
I guess that's why I liked Samurai Jack, because he was on a mission very clearly. He wasn't out to bring Aku to justice. He was out to fucking kill Aku.
Yeah,
that was his whole mission.
And here's the thing. I wasn't saying that that Teen Titans is flawless or anything like that.
No, the thing about the flaws are that they had to go. A lot of the stories were based on source materials, like the Terror second season, the Terror arc, the Judas Contract is one of the darkest books in Teen Titans history.
There's actually an animated movie, that's PG-13 that was released more recently that's much more faithful to the comic.
Well,
Yeah, in fact,
okay.
Slade has a relationship with Terra in the comics and in the PG-13 movie. Yeah, let's have that in front of kids. Or how Raven was born. Let's show that to kids. How a woman was raped by Satan.
Yep, raped by Satan. Or Trigon, but
yeah,
kind of.
Heck, they even named the character Slade from his original name, Deathstroke the Terminator.
Wasn't it?
Well, yeah, because Deathstroke they thought was too violent and named it for a kids show. That's why they only refer to him as Slade.
Yeah.
Oh, damn! Don't be a bunch of pussies.
Well, I gotta say, I saw only one scene in the Teen Titans Go movie, and that's only on a preview. Was the part with he said, "My name is Slade." No, Deadpool. I love when they did that.
Although I will say that Slade is a little bit okay. Deathstroke is a little bit more of a mouthful in comparison to just saying Slade. Slade is intimidating enough and it's snappy, like gets to the point.
Right. Robin would just say Slade.
Yeah. Especially with the way that Robin would say Slade.
And the other thing is with Cyborg's origin. Cyborg's origin is pretty tragic. His father values science over his son, and it caused an explosion in the lab. An explosion blew up almost a good majority of his body, and his father made him into a cyborg.
You know, okay. Speaking of Teen Titans, like Teen Titans OG versus Teen Titans Go. When I compare,
there's no comparison.
Yeah, there is no comparison. But here's the thing: Teen Titans Go made me appreciate Robin more because Robin, he kind of I kind of just brush him aside for the most part when I watch the OG series. But then I look at Teen Titans Go and I'm thinking to myself, oh my gosh, what have they done to you? Like, seriously, he's just a complete and utter obnoxious jackass and a pushover in Teen Titans Go. Whereas compared to Teen Titans OG, he's a whole lot more straight-faced. Of course, he has his cheesy, goofy moments at times, but overall, he was like the serious badass of the group.
Yeah, because you have to know Robin.
But not as serious as Raven, but still.
Yeah, Robin was trained by Batman. If you're trained by Batman,
well, no, duh, Captain Obvious.
Yeah, but they never mentioned Batman in the show.
Yes, they did actually. The one scene where Slade took him as an apprentice, he said, "Well, I could become a father to you. I already have a father." And they show bats flying around.
That hints at Batman, but you never actually see him, and he's not directly mentioned. It's really not known for sure whether there even is a Batman in that universe.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah,
there was never a Batman or a Superman or anyone like that.
They never mention who this Robin is. Is he Dick Grayson? Is he Tim Drake, Jason Todd? They never say.
Well, I love the fact that Red X was supposed to be a play on Red Hood.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
I'm so pissed off that I posted a video today and no one can watch it.
Yeah, I noticed that with the gargoyles. I was pissed also.
Yeah, no one can watch it. Has 0 views because it's blocked.
Has anyone else noticed that S-Man is on, but he's hasn't spoken a single word?
I don't know. S-Man, how you doing, kid?
I'm alright. I just got back. I got some water. Yeah, I saw your video was. At first, I thought my phone was just being stupid. I'm like, play the damn video, please. And then it pops up some triangle, and I'm like, oh, Loudmouth got he got fucking DMCA'd, so that's poor Loudmouth.
I just got a claim. I have not gotten a strike.
Oh, well, yeah. Either way, it sucks because that's
Loudmouth got cock blocked basically.
Yeah, no one can watch my review of Dying of the Light.
Oof.
People wanted me to review something positive, and I do kind of give a positive review to that episode. The whole season is pretty bad, but that episode is easily the best episode in that season.
So so YouTube, so you upload something positive and YouTube can't handle it.
Right.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really
how-
interesting.
So what's it like living in the state of Antarctica in the United States, Loudmouth? How's that
It's
working
cold.
out for you?
It's fucking cold up here.
Yeah.
You know,
Easily,
rewinding. Sorry, go ahead.
if I was if I lived in Michigan, I would never shave. Like I would just let my hair grow as long as it could, so I wouldn't have to be so fucking cold.
Yeah,
Utah, fortunately enough,
I'm
isn't
not
it?
shaving until the polar vortex is left.
You shouldn't shave,
Yeah.
period.
Loudmouth
Honestly.
is like this. Think about it, S-Man. To hold a warm hand on a hot summer's day with a cool wind blowing in your face. Oh, yes, S-Man, I would kill for a type of day.
Batman the Animated Series reference.
Yes!
I
But,
love that episode.
By the way,
Heart of Ice is my favorite.
I woke up this morning and it was like wind chill is 8 degrees. It's 12 degrees outside. It's like Mother Nature's a real bitch.
so
But I feel bad for all
Whereas right
Michigan
now
people.
for me, it is negative 16 degrees out, and it's been lower than negative 30.
wow. So rewinding the conversation back a little bit. I mean, back on the whole elemental bending, if you don't mind. Like the whole thing about water bending, and you say that you want to be a water bender so that you could blood bend. The thing is, a blood bend is like once in a full blue moon, like literally type of ability to go for. Like I don't think being a water bender is really worth it just so that just so that you could have the off chance of being a blood bender.
Not exactly, actually. Sokka, what's her name? What's her name? I forget. What's the one female from the original Avatar? Forget her name. Parts.
Katara, was that her name?
Yeah, Katara. I'm gonna say it's Katara. She was able to blood bend actually without the full moon, without the special requirements.
What do you mean? I thought there was like a full moon, like on both times that she had blood bend.
Not exactly. During the last episode, she was able to blood bend, and Amon is a character from the
Wait. In the last episode, she wasn't. Who are you talking about? Are you talking about with Azula?
No, on the ship.
The ship.
Yeah, she was on the airships, and she actually blood bent somebody.
On one of the airships.
Yeah, during the Fire Nation.
Wait, is this the episode of when that she goes on a road trip with Zuko, basically? Like trying to find is this the episode of when she's trying to find her own mother's killer with Zuko?
No, this is the last episode. The last episodes.
I don't recall that at all.
With Fire King Ozai. Because
yeah, I know. I know what you're talking about. Like the very last episode of when that the comet comes by. I can't remember she doing like any blood bending in those ones. Not at all.
Let me look it up on Google for you.
I legitimately cannot. Oh, this is a stuffed crust right here. That's fantastic. I mean the piece of pizza, by the way.
Nice. I especially love the kind where you could eat from the crust forward instead of doing it like how the squares do it when they eat the triangle, the sharp end first. Anyway, thank God tomorrow's Friday. Like seriously, it was this week has been like too cold. Like I don't want to like get out of bed when it's like, wind chill is just above, just below 10 degrees, and the the actual temperature is, just above 20. It's like, fuck that shit. I mean, if I lived in Michigan, I think I'd have to have like a lot of inner strength to want to get out of bed and deal with the fucking insane temperatures.
You have no idea.
Yeah, that's why I'm glad I don't live in Michigan.
Here it is. Katara was able to blood bend without the full moon, actually.
Really?
Oh yes.
The very first episode that bloodbending was introduced in the series, though, the old hag said specifically that it requires a full moon to do so.
And the episode where Azuka and Katara went to search for the man who killed Katara's mother, Katara, overwhelmed by rage and grief,
Wait,
used bloodbending. Yes, you were right, but it was not during a full moon. She was full of rage and grief.
There really wasn't a full. Really wasn't a full moon.
No.
That's odd. Good
I just
Katara.
wanted to say, since I'm glad to be in Florida right now.
Yeah, you lucky bastard.
Yeah, she used bloodbending to subdue the Raiders' commander, despite her moral objections against using the dark art. She didn't want to use. She doesn't use it because she considers it dark art, but she was overwhelmed by rage and grief. It's sort of like the dark side of the Force, with Force choking.
Looking at avatar.answers.wikia.com. Didn't
Yeah,
Katara bloodbend without needing the full moon in the Southern Raiders? And the person that answers says no, there was a full moon the night that Katara bloodbent the Southern Raiders captain.
let me see, because I'm reading the Avatar wiki right now.
Huh. There's actually someone in the comments that says actually if you watch she did. The full moon was the night she left with Zuko. If you remember, Whale Tail Isle was very far south. There wasn't any way for them to reach it that same night, and you see the sun rise and set in the interim from the communications tower and the Southern Raider ship. The full moon only lasts for one night, though. It looks visible for 3 days. Katara was an extremely powerful waterbender, and fueled by anger and an almost full moon, she was able to bloodbend on a night that wasn't the full moon. Could she do so all month? Probably not, without training, something she never did. So it was like an almost full moon, or at least this one fan says in the comment section. Yeah. First world problems, though. Oh, whatever.
Hey, well, the type of bloodbending I would do was more of the psychic bloodbending.
I don't know. I would almost say like a earthbender, especially at the type that can like bend so much as metal, even.
I
Oh,
could
tough.
imagine how OP bloodbending would be, because couldn't you like probably stop someone's heart from beating?
Or freeze the blood.
Yeah, they could have gone to that territory if they wanted to, but Avatar really wanted to keep it PG to G rated.
No, I know that, but I'm just saying, couldn't they do that though?
You know what would be awesome? It says, actually, I heard that they're making like a live action version of Avatar, a live action series with the original creator.
The last time they tried that shit.
What, Loudmouth?
Hope that it goes better than the last time they tried that shit.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
a little teapot, short and stout.
Well, you know
God
what
damn,
would be,
did M. Night Shyamalan botch that property?
what would be interesting is if they made it like PG-13 or TV-14, whatever the rating would be for teenagers, and they actually did do some killing and explored that area of waterbending, as if they actually did stop their hearts or froze their blood or whatever. Like, just froze the people like a still statue because of their blood.
Or something very interesting with bloodbending, freezing the brain.
I would think that all of this would take a whole lot of focus, even more focus than just bending the blood.
Well, your body is made up of water, and the brain is surrounded by water. It is an organ.
Well, if you freeze a person's blood, you'll practically freeze every part of them nonetheless.
Another thing is you could go even further. If somebody uses bloodbending to freeze them, allow time. You know how they do like a cryostasis type thing. That would be more interesting.
A cryostasis. Don't eat with your mouth full. Oh.
Yeah,
mean
you know.
I'm playful. I'm being playful. Like I'm joking, but it sounds like you were for a second.
Sorry, but this.
But Lamel, I gotta say this: the new Predator movie sucked ass.
Oh, I was talking about it before you got jumped on with Stu.
Oh yeah, I have to say that movie was more autistic than that kid.
Oh Jesus!
Yes, according to that movie, the Predators this whole time were not sports hunters, but actually were trying to combine their DNA with humanity, and specifically were seeking out autistic DNA of autistic people so that the Predators could become autistic. I hated this fucking movie.
Well, that's what happens when you let Humane Mind use his fan fiction in Predator.
Oh Jesus fucking Christ!
God damn, that movie was stupid. Everything in that movie was stupid.
Yeah, the funniest thing is, I love the fact that they named it Predator because it sounds cool.
I honestly didn't like Halloween.
Oh, the most recent Halloween, that movie. That movie was, first of all, underwhelming. There's a few parts that made me fucking anxious watching it, but the rest of it was so underwhelming. And by the time I got done watching it, I'm like, they better not make another movie of this because honestly, there's some sagas that just need to end. And also,
honestly, you can't continue to make a Predator movie from that honors Shane Black's Abomination and create anything good. Okay, that movie just butchered the Predator mythos so badly that the only possible way to move on from it would be to reboot. Okay, you cannot make a new Predator movie that honors that movie's continuity. All right, and have it be anything good.
Well, I'm kind of happy that the original director of RoboCop's actually making a reboot, the true sequel based on the Frank Miller sequel.
Really?
Yes, I love the Frank Miller comic.
Wait, they're making another RoboCop?
Yeah, not the new version, not RoboCop.
But in the original movie's continuity.
Yeah, with based on the Frank Miller comics.
You know,
Frank Miller's kind of a nut job.
Yeah, but they're using the source material from the Frank Miller's RoboCop 2.
All right.
The original thing with the city.
You know what was the most disgusting part about freaking RoboCop was the part when the guy was like bathing in acid at one point, or he got a bunch of acid sprayed on him, and he started like melting away, and then he ran over by a car, and it just gelatinous mess everywhere of blood.
Fuck that PG-13 remake. That is the real RoboCop.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
The real RoboCop is violent as fuck.
Yeah, especially the director's cut, the rated X version, where they show Murphy getting more holes put into him and more holes in him than like more than a piece of Swiss cheese.
Yeah. I found out later that the kid, that kid in RoboCop 2, that kid's the voice of Littlefoot in The Land Before Time.
Huh.
Oh, why didn't RoboCop say Littlefoot, wake up, Littlefoot?
Exactly.
Well, he died. Littlefoot's mom died for him to try to find tree stars. He died in recycled tree stars.
Yeah, I guess so.
Money.
Funny.
Money. No.
Excuse me.
And it's kind of ironic seeing how Land Before Time became a cash grab.
Yeah, where they just they should never have made a sequel to that movie. Just because it's really disrespectful to recast Ducky if you know the fucking horrible fucking story of what happened to the original voice actress who played Ducky.
She also played Anne Marie in All Dogs Go to Heaven.
I was so... When I heard that story, I was so fucking sad. I literally wanted to cry. Yeah. I couldn't... Yeah. What the fuck?
Yeah, it was sad. And
What exactly happened to the actress for Ducky?
She was murdered by her father.
Oh. Oh.
Her father killed her and her mother, and then turned the gun on himself.
Happy thoughts. Happy thoughts.
Yes, I'm sorry I have to tell you that, but it's true.
Yeah, and with all those sequels they made, they literally took a piss on her grave.
Damn.
That actually is why none of the DVDs or Blu-rays releases of The Land Before Time have included any special features.
Yeah.
And why Don Bluth didn't even attend the movie's premiere. He was just distraught.
Yeah.
Damn. So it was, whoa, the movie wasn't even released when the kid was murdered.
It was like very shortly before.
Yeah, and she also did work on, and she also did partial work on All Dogs Go to Heaven.
Yeah, she was the voice of Anne Marie.
Yeah.
She recorded all her dialogue shortly before her death. Yeah, God damn, that story's horrible.
Damn it.
Oy.
Yeah. So the first All Dogs Go to Heaven, that was directed by Don Bluth as well, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you guys think of the second All Dogs?
It's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
All Dogs Christmas Carol?
Piece of shit.
I actually remember watching All Dogs an All Dogs Christmas Carol quite a few times.
And even the original movie is a good but not great movie, but it would never have gotten a G rating if it had come out today. It really shows how far, how much the PG rating has been neutered, that messed up fucking movie got a G rating. A movie where the main hero is literally damned to hell in a scene, all right, and has a bunch of these horrific-looking demons, like out of a horror movie, start to bite into his skin. I'm like, this got a G rating.
Wait, you're talking about the original All Dogs?
Yes. That hellfire scene is really fucked up for a movie that got a G rating.
You want to hear? Yeah, it's more. You want to hear another effed up movie that got a G rating? Watership Down.
You know,
no, that got a PG rating.
Don Bluth is really an edgy kids movie director.
He once said he thinks kids can handle anything as long as there's a happy ending.
What do you think of that philosophy?
I guess because I could handle The Land Before Time as a kid, even though it was a pretty miserable experience up until the end. But I guess it's true. Once you see these little dinosaurs suffering for an hour, it feels so good when they finally reach the Great Valley.
Yeah.
Right. I saw this one YouTube channel called Steve Reviews, and he said that Littlefoot losing his mother is worse than the Mufasa death and Bambi's mother's death.
It kind of is.
Yeah.
Dang it. Damn it.
And forget Jurassic Park. The Tyrannosaur in that movie is just a fucking demon. It defies the laws of gravity and flies through the air. I'm like, which it obviously couldn't do because that would defy the laws of physics for an animal that big to jump that high, but whatever.
Yeah, the T-Rex. Yeah, I think T-Rex was watching a lot of Bull Guy videos that do that type of parkour.
Yeah, but that thing was just a force of nature out to kill everything around it.
Yeah, but they had to give him a justice ever since Jurassic Park 3.
Yeah, but it's total bullshit when they say he can't swim with those scrawny arms. Let's see. Snakes have no arms and they can swim. All right. Yes, the animal could swim.
Yeah.
All reptiles can swim.
Yeah. What was another? Do you think with these Disney remake, they're gonna give the Chronicles of Prydain the justice it deserves?
Chronicles of what?
Not a chance.
The Chronicles of what?
Prydain.
Tridane.
The Black Cold he's talking about.
Ah, okay.
None of Disney's remakes have ever been more faithful to their source material. None of them. They've all been less faithful.
Yeah, they'll probably make Gertie a anthropomorphic sexual gender neutral furry who has
Oh, Jesus Christ.
the main
Shut
character.
the fuck up, Conundrum.
Conundrum. I'm gonna need to like essentially throw my TV out the window, throw all media out the window if like I see that bullshit. That's just fucking cringe.
Gertie Master has
like when they remade the Jungle Book, for example, they didn't really try to make it closer to the books at all than the original versions. So that's why you had to have Mowgli come out a couple of years later. That was much closer to the books than the Disney version, which Disney had nothing to do with.
Which do you think is better, Mowgli or Jungle Books 2016?
Mowgli, because it's a lot closer to the books.
Right? Damn, two eliminations and 6 deaths. That fucking sucks.
Well, and I preferred the voice cast Mowgli as well, like Christian Bale, Benedict Cumberbatch, Kate Blanchett all did really amazing job.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That movie just had a really great voice cast, pretty solid direction. It was a damn good movie, and yet it got dumped onto Netflix.
Yeah. The only thing I kind of liked in Disney's remake of the Jungle Book were two things. Christopher Walken as King Louie, because I love Christopher Walken.
Yeah, he was pretty fun. It's weird that they made him a Gigantopithecus.
What?
Yeah, I don't know what going. Ooby-doo. I want to be like you. Oh.
Yeah, King Louie's obviously not in Mowgli at all because King Louie is not a character from the books. That's purely a Disney character.
You know what I found uncomfortable about 2016 King Louie is the fact that he did that awkward singing.
I love the awkward singing.
Oh my gosh, he was just waving his arms around and just sitting there and singing rather lazily. It was like I was thinking to myself, it would have been better if he did not sing at all. Like, come on.
Yeah.
And I love how they portrayed him as more of a gangster.
Yeah, I like that. The way that he had that sort of gang war, mafia type vibe going on, that I liked.
Yeah.
Right.
He had kind of an Italian American type accent going on. That was cool.
Hey.
The other character I like, and I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for this, is Baloo with Bill Murray playing.
No, dude.
Phil Harris definitely did a better version of that character than Bill Murray did.
Come on, dude. The fucking for fuck's sake, the 2016 Baloo, he was an asshole for fuck's sake.
I liked about him. He was an asshole.
He was a manipulative asshole. Whereas the original Baloo, I mean, if Disney was one to like recreate their own Baloo, they should have made him a whole lot more friendlier, a whole lot more lax, like the original Baloo.
Well, Baloo in the books, though, is basically a drill sergeant, hard-nosed asshole who constantly teaches Mowgli the law, and Mowgli actually has bruises on him from Baloo hitting him whenever he would screw up.
Yeah, you know, I liked that better than Bill Murray's Baloo, because at least they were trying to be original with that. Well, not necessarily original. They were at least trying to be faithful to the books, whereas 2016 Jungle Book was not trying that.
Like Andy Serkis' version from Mowgli is by far the most faithful version of Baloo.
Yeah.
Because the whole lovable slacker, bare necessities Baloo, that's Disney's creation. That wasn't Kipling's character.
And then the bare necessities, lovable Baloo became a bare necessities. I'm going to manipulate you as my slave, Baloo.
Right.
What the
so
fuck?
Basically, that Baloo doesn't satisfy either angle, does he?
Yeah, exactly. Which is why I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck, Conundrum?
The best line I liked what he said was this. Why are you singing? It's propaganda. I just love that line.
Honestly, the only thing about the Disney version that's better than Mowgli is the animation. You can definitely tell the Disney version had a bigger budget, and the animation is definitely better. But other than that, I'd definitely say Mowgli was the superior adaptation.
Yeah, and I love how Disney did Shere Khan with basically his origin, why he hates man, because of Mowgli's father, which was a very good parallel.
I thought that 2016 Shere Khan looked a whole lot more intimidating. Like, I mean, of course, the Mowgli Shere Khan looked pretty intimidating himself, a whole lot more than the cartoon one. But 2016 Shere Khan, I thought was the most intimidating, especially with the scar that they added him.
But what in the again, back to the book, that version in Mowgli is the most faithful because he wasn't like this badass that all the other animals feared. He was kind of a low-life piece of shit that the other animals despised in the book.
Yeah,
right.
He had a lame paw. He couldn't chase down fast-moving prey. Thus, they all sneer and call him the cattle butcher.
Right.
And that's kind of how he is in Mowgli as well. But he thinks that it's his right to Mowgli's hide because he killed his parents.
Yeah.
Thus, the prey is also rightfully mine.
Yeah, and I gotta say one thing from Mowgli that differs from the book, from the Disney 2000 version, is that Shere Khan killed Mowgli's mother. In the movie, in the Disney version, he killed the father.
Right. And yeah, in the book, it was his mother who he killed.
Yeah, and when Mowgli had when Mowgli had fire, aka the red flower, he was more feared by the other animals.
Right. Yeah, he said. Yeah, he in the book he declares them all dogs, and he says, and he declares that he's leaving them to go upon my people, and then he says, "I will return wearing Shere Khan's pelt upon my brow." And he keeps his word in that regard, because he eventually kills Shere Khan by leading him into a ravine and having the buffalo trample him.
I tell you what, I really got invested into the kids acting for the Mowgli movie.
Oh yeah, good young actor.
Damn it!
But everybody forgets about the other Jungle Book movie. The other one, Roger Kipling's The Jungle Book.
Dang it! Did not mean to do
the one from '94. Yeah, they put the author's name in the title, implying it would be more faithful to the book. It's not.
Yeah, or the other one, the other Disney version of the Jungle Book.
Wasn't there like a cartoon? Damn it! We were so close.
Yeah, there was Jungle Cubs.
Oh God, that one. That was a kids show from the '90s.
I mean, what wasn't there like a '60s almost Ralph Bashki vibe type of cartoon?
No, '60s. That's when the first Disney Jungle Book came out.
Well, yeah, I know. Of course, there's that one, but I remember you sharing a clip of another cartoon version.
Oh, that was made by Chuck Jones. That's from the '70s.
Chuck Jones in the '70s. Okay, well, it kind of had a Ralph Bakshi kind of Bashki or whatever type of vibe going for it.
It's like that scene where he leaves the wolf pack. That's almost word for word dialogue from the book. It's like Chuck Jones's version is much more faithful than Disney's.
Yeah.
Was it on par with Mowgli?
It's less detailed because it's much shorter.
Yeah.
But both are very faithful. Yeah. I'd probably say Mowgli is the most faithful adaptation overall. Even though it's not perfectly faithful either, but it's much closer.
Yeah.
Damn it.
That's why it always frustrated me. People were like, dude, didn't they just make a Jungle Book movie? Or is this a sequel to the Jungle Book already?
Honestly, I asked that question at first, but then I heard your explanation for why they were making Mowgli, or why they were releasing Mowgli 2 years after 2016 was made. And then I was like, oh, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I like to see like a darker, more faithful version of other Disney movies Disney adapted. How about a real faithful adaptation of The Little Mermaid? Because the book is fucked up as hell.
Or a real faithful adaptation of Pinocchio.
Or Hercules.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you know the Sea Witch in the book takes Ariel's voice by literally pulling out her tongue and slicing her tongue off.
Oh, what the fuck?
Or
Yeah.
or the best one ever, a darker version of Snow White.
Right.
Or Sleeping Beauty, not that garbage Maleficent.
Oh, I hated that movie. I hated Maleficent.
Ah.
Or the other one, Rapunzel.
Uh,
I'm just thinking they could make a darker version of Hunchback of Notre Dame if they tried.
oh, yeah, Victor Hugo's novel is fucked up as hell.
Oh, yeah.
Even more fun.
Yeah, basically in it, Esmeralda is successfully burned at the stake. All right, Quasimodo finds her dead body, and he curls up next to it until he starves to death. That's how it ends.
Yeah.
Ah.
So, yeah. And Hercules, don't even get me started. He like kills Megara and their children because the goddess Hera drives them to madness in the middle of the night.
Drives Hercules to madness?
Yes.
Oh,
And
okay.
then even though it was Hera's fault and not Hercules' fault whatsoever, he still has to pay penance for what he did by going through the 12 labors of Hercules.
Yeah, like cleaning out a stable that's like a 50-mile long stable.
Yeah. Even though it was entirely Hera's fault because Hera was a super bitch.
Yeah, because she got cut by Zeus, that's why.
Because Zeus couldn't keep it in his pants. God, the Greek gods were all such assholes.
All pretty fucked up. I mean,
Except, I gotta say, the one who was the least amount of an asshole was Hades.
He really was. They made Hades the villain in the Disney version, even though Hades is probably the least of an asshole of all the Greek gods. Hades is actually portrayed as much more understanding than any other god in Greek mythology.
Yeah, the only asshole thing I can say was, and even though he wasn't an asshole in this part, was the story of Odysseus, where he had to go down to Hades to get his wife back, and Hades said,
You're thinking of Orpheus.
Orpheus, yeah.
Yeah, he plays his sonnet before Hades. All right, and Hades allows him to take it back, but in a tragic fate, he does look back, and he loses his love forever.
Yeah. Because
what a tragic story. I know.
Yeah, and Hades wasn't an asshole on it. He was fair. He gave a fair rule. Don't look back.
Right, he was. First, he refuses him, and then he hears Orpheus play, and then he decides to calm his heart and give him a chance.
The only time Hades was a true asshole was with Sisyphus.
Right.
He got out of Hades so many times, so he actually made him go down to the farther reaches of Hades, which is Tartarus, and make him push a rock all the way up, and every time it comes down.
Well, he was also kind of an asshole with Persephone.
Oh yeah,
which is a demeanor turns cold every season because of that, which was the original Greek mythology explanation for why seasons change.
Yeah, it's basically based on pomegranates.
Right. They didn't know about the tilt of the axis back then, you know.
Yeah. The joke I usually do with delirium is I'm like, sure, you can go back to college, but first eat these 6 pomegranate flavor gushers.
All right, well, I got to work in the morning, so I got to end the stream, but it was great talking to y'all.
Yeah, I got to go to
See you
work.
later.
Take care, Loud.
All right.
All right, everyone, thanks for joining me. Peace out.
Peace.